Welcome to another episode of Chad Sports Talk. You don't know, my name's Chad. Take a dive on sports. And welcome to the following recap / preview video of the NHL playoff series. There were some amazing series in the second round. Some I didn't go see the way they went as quickly as they did. But most of all, I did actually do quite well in the the second round of playoffs. Before we dive into all this other hockey news and whatnot, if you could go ahead and smash that thumbs up for me, especially like the content to provide you, really pleases YouTube gods out. You can also subscribe. Love you guys review my work. I love you all for doing that. And I mean, if you subscribe, this costs you a dime. Helps me provide more time value for you. Now, doing a quick review of that second round. I did state between the Florida series, this is where Florida is going to exit. And I did a video about the curse of the President's Trophy, and the previous 8 winners averaged to get knocked out in the second round. I followed that streak. Tampa Bay right now, once they get in the playoffs, it's a different team, it's a different animal. They just are just all over the place. And they did something I didn't think was going to happen. They swept the Panthers out of the playoffs. I think the quickest exit I've seen of these of a top team like that in a long time. Well, probably not too long, because I'm a Blackhawks fan, and I saw the Predators do them 1 year. So, but beside the point, that I wasn't expecting the sweep. I thought that series would go 7. I still said Tampa Bay was going to win, but once again, got proven wrong in how quickly that went. On the other side, you have Edmonton and Calgary. That one I thought was going to go 7 games, but these two clubs always battle each other very tightly. Of course, it's the Battle of Alberta. I mean, one of the most deep rivalries in the NHL. And I went with Edmonton because I looked at Connor McDavid and Draisaitl, and I'm like, that's a potent 1-2 punch right there. And they were kind of, Connor McDavid had a game, but otherwise they were both kind of held quiet. It was the rest of the team that picked up the slack, held off the fury of Calgary attacks, and were able to knock off Calgary in 5. Once again, I thought that would be 7. They did it in 5, so it wasn't quite as a deep run series as I thought it would. And then Colorado and St. Louis. St. Louis was the team I didn't think would be in there, but I kept I said it was going to be Colorado. Once my teams have been officially eliminated from the finals, I said it was going to be Colorado, Carolina. We'll get to the second one in a minute. And I was going to ride with Colorado. It's just, I always do, and they always seem to bite me. See how that one plays out. But yeah, Colorado struggled a bit with St. Louis. There definitely was some interesting interactions between the fans and one of the Avalanche with Kadri, who ended up running into Binnington, knocking Binnington out for the series. And he actually got death threats while they stayed in St. Louis. And a lot of it was racially based, since he is of Middle Eastern descent. So, they kind of used that as ammo to attack him. And the fact that, people offering death threats and nothing happens, I think it's just a travesty in this country. But that's a debate for another time, and possibly not on this channel. But it didn't matter. Despite St. Louis battling themselves to keep it alive, they lost it in 6, like I called it. So in the West, your matchup will be Colorado Edmonton. But before we get to the conference finals, we got to go one more series. That's Carolina and the New York Rangers. And once again, Carolina likes living on the edge. They were 7-0 at home, and they're heading back into Raleigh for Game 7, which I called. Well, actually, I called the series go in 6, actually. I thought they would do a little bit more. I thought they pull some off in New York. Wasn't the case. But, they take the series back to Raleigh to finish off a Game 7. And the Rangers is way too much. Shesterkin is becoming a phenom between the pipes. Panarin might have himself a really good team around him to finally maybe play for Stanley Cup Finals once again. Last time he did that, he was in Chicago. So it's just time to tell, but the Rangers went in there in Raleigh and just beat them senseless, 6-2, to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and winning in 7 games. Conference Finals will begin tonight, as I'm recording this video on the 31st. The first game will be tonight between Edmonton and Colorado. So it'll be no West for the Wicked because tomorrow is going to be the kickoff of the East. So Tampa Bay had a long layoff, so I'm sure they're going to be a little rusty. And the Rangers is flying high. But let's go ahead and start out West since it started off tonight. And with Edmonton and Colorado, 2 powerhouse juggernauts going after each other in the West. And, it's going to be interesting to see. I think it's going to be really defense and goaltending is going to be the key factor in this particular matchup. To try to see which superstars you're going to try to keep out. Do you keep out McDavid? Do you keep out McKinnon? Draisaitl? Landeskog? I mean, it's going to be war between these two. There's no doubt about that. And I foresee this one going the full 7. And it's going to be kind of hard to really kind of see if anything goes anything else because right now for Colorado, Darcy Cooper has just been a solid in the playoffs. 6-2. I mean, you have really stifled a lot of teams. Of course, the first round's Nashville, so you can't really take any, look at that too much. St. Louis was a very really good team, and they were able to kind of dominate them. But Edmonton's definitely a different animal. So we kind of see how that one kind of goes. And then when you're looking at, the other side with Edmonton, you Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, even Vander Kane has shown some offensive powerness right there. They were able to, knock out Jacob Markstrom from Calgary. So, he's going to be, it's going to be a tough outing for Cooper, but McKinnon, Cale Makar really need to step up and do their best to assist as much as they possibly can. As the same as Mikko Rantanen. So it's just one of these things that, if they can, stop Edmonton's top line, it is be challenging because, excuse me, right now Mike Smith is just really being a dominant force as he is for Edmonton. But I will stick with Colorado. I'll take them in 7. So we'll see how this one plays out. But this should be a really, really fun series to watch. Now, out east, you will have the death-defying New York Rangers. I mean, these guys have just been battling on the edge of being eliminated by the Penguins, down 3-1 to battle back and knock them out 4-3. Going toe-to-toe with Carolina and actually going into Raleigh into Game 7 and beat them on home ice, which they haven't lost in the postseason. And Igor Shesterkin is just being, like I said, a brick house. A brick wall you have to try to penetrate to get pucks in the net. It is just a phenomenal where these guys are at overall. And, we take out the powerhouses like the Penguins and the Hurricanes. There's a lot of things to kind of worry about. But the thing that I think separates Tampa Bay from New York is Tampa Bay's been here before. They're 2-time Stanley Cup champions for a reason. They're experienced. They know what to do. They've come they just knew they had to get in the playoffs. Once they got there, they're it's familiar territory, so they're just going at it like they normally should. Yeah, did the Toronto series go a little long? Yeah, but it's Toronto. They were just a really well-rounded team. It's just for some reason the playoffs are not their best friend. But with right now we got Valesky as your. I mean, this is gonna be a gold. If you like goalies, this is the series for you. Shesterkin and Valesky are two of the top goaltenders right now in the playoffs. And these guys are going to go head-to-head. It's going to be very, very hard to score in these two gentlemen. The defensemen put themselves up as well. So let's just figure out, it's going to be Stamkos or is it going to be Panarin or any of the other players that go light it up and, get those goals. I think it's going to be people you don't think of. That's going to be the deciding factor in this series. And for me, I didn't think Tampa Bay was going to make a run anyways this deep in the playoffs. Excuse me, I didn't think it was going to make a chance for a three-peat. I do not see them going there right now. I think the momentum right now is on the Rangers side. The long delay will, I think, hamper Tampa Bay initially. They'll probably make it a little comeback and maybe tie the series up, but I really think that right now the Rangers are just on a different level, and I don't think they're going to wait 7 games for this one. I think they're going to take the Lightning in 6. So they'll put your Stanley Cup final now as New York and Colorado, which I think will still be a phenomenal matchup between those two. But, yep, Colorado 7, Rangers in 6. There we go. There's my review of the second round and preview of the conference finals. And just let me know down below what you think. Is your team that you're picking still in it? Mine was Boston. They got knocked out of the first round. So I got to go second choice with Colorado. We'll see how that one kind of goes. So, it's, like I said, these are great matchups. You have two offensive powerhouses in the West and two fantastical goalies in the East. So who's going to win? Let me know down below. While you're there, go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me once again. You can share this video with your friends and family. It really helps build the channel out. Once you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification. Let you know next time we post a video. And I will see you next time on Chat Sports Talk.